crafters, are you frustrated because you can't think of a unique background for your cards? We have that covered. Hi, I'm Georgia from Creative Moments by G, and we are going to make a unique background that's quick and easy. Let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. Okay, what do you think? We are going to use cling wrap to create a beautiful, quick background. Now, what you need to do is get you just a piece of cling wrap, and we are simply going to scrunch it up just a little bit. You want kind of a flat surface right here that we can dip into our stamp set. So let's go ahead and get the first mat that we are going to use for our card today. And let's bring in our stamp sets. Now we are going to use Blackberry Bliss, Fresh Freesia, and Highland Heather. Now we'll probably use the darker one to stamp our sentiment. So we're going to use these two colors for our cling wrap. Let's go ahead and open those up. And let's start making this unique background. So we're going to simply gather up our cling wrap and we're just going to tap. Now you might want to go ahead and start with the darker one first. And you want to make sure you can always add more, but you can't take it away, right? So just go ahead and dip it in your stamp pad and then bring it over to your mat. Now look at that. Isn't that pretty? Very quickly, we have created a very interesting background. But we're not through. Let's go ahead and pick up our other color, our lighter color. Once again, take the cling wrap and just kind of scrunch it up. You need something to hold on the back side of it, just like this. Let's dip that in. And let's go, oh, that one actually came in a little darker, so let's be very careful with it and go kind of light. So there we have our very interesting background. Very quick. It doesn't take any time at all. So let's go ahead and now create a beautiful card. You'll need to bring in a top fold card, and that is 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. Now we have already selected our mat to go underneath this beautiful background. And this is just to give it some interest. Now another tip here, you can, if you want to, punch out some labels or some circles so that you can save some of this paper. We do that sometimes, but you can do that as well. So let's go ahead and just lay that down. Now we are going to stamp directly on this card. So I'm going to keep this mat off the front of the card until I get everything stamped. Now let me show you the beautiful stamp set that we'll be using. We're going to use Wisteria Wishes to stamp some beautiful wisteria on top of this. So the first thing we're going to do is bring in our leaf. And we are going to stamp that in some garden green. We're just going to come across the top right here. Now we will be adding some additional leaves, and just hold it so you get a really good base. Look at that, so pretty. Now we're going to bring in some additional leaves right here and just kind of work it out to the side a little bit. Just to add some more leaves. Now we're going to stamp our wisteria right here, and we are going to use the Gorgeous Grape and the Blackberry Bliss to create our wisteria blooms. Now that's very light, but we're going to bring in this Blackberry Bliss, and that's where we bring in that 2-stamp process. You just stamp right over the top. Look at that. Is that beautiful? Really gives it definition. And now we are simply going to bring in our stamparatus because we're going to stamp our message right here. And make sure that you put maybe a stamp set underneath the lid so that it doesn't fall down and you don't really hurt the spine right here. So let's go ahead and just line this up right in the corner. Put our magnets. Let's get our message. And I use the grid line on our stamparatus to make sure that I have it lined up. Now I'm going to go ahead and come in with this Blackberry Bliss because I know it's very dark and it actually will look black. And do it one more time. Look at that. Now we have this beautiful map for the front of our card using our cling wrap to create that unique and interesting background. Now stay with us because I have a Christmas card to show you that we use that as well. And we have a thank you card. So now let's go ahead and get this card put together. We want to bring in our card and we're simply going to add this to the top. Now what makes this so nice is there's not a lot of moving parts on here, right? We just have our mats, we stamped it, and we did our unique background. Now on the inside, we're going to put down another mat because we really like that presentation where you have a mat and then you have your place for a sentiment. It just really finishes the card. Otherwise, your card, when you create a card on a white card stock, it's kind of flimsy. This really gives it some added strength. So before we put this down, let's go ahead and stamp some wisteria. So I'm going to bring in that gorgeous grape. We're just going to stamp 2. We need to make sure and bring in that Blackberry Bliss so that we can give it some definition. And now we need to bring in the greenery. Going to add another leaf right up there. And now we're going to add this to the inside of our card. We love this Kalel glue. It really gives you a little bit of time to move around your mat so that it doesn't stick on the first try. That allows you to kind of have some wiggle room. And if you're interested in this, it's right below the video in our favorites. Remember, all our supplies will be listed below this video. If you're interested in creating this card, look at how beautiful that is. Now, once again, look at this card. We've added this interesting background, these beautiful flowers that we added on dimensionals to kind of raise them up. we stamped "Thanks a bunch" for someone who is wonderful in each and every way. And once again, we did the double matting just to give it more stability, but also to make it look like it's more finished because it has the 2 mats on it. And finally, we have our Christmas card. Now look at the background. We decided to do that in red and greens. You could very quickly make this card and create this unique background. Well, thank you so much for joining us for Technique Tuesday. We hope you liked our cling wrap unique background. It is so fast, so easy, and it is time to get busy on making those holiday cards. Go out, make it a great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.